Alrighty, I'm in for the water finally here. Sorry guys, I'm just getting stuff going on. I just can't put it off, so I had to deal with some stuff. Anyway, hopefully, is my mic on? I don't know if I changed up my mic, but anyway. Okay, so this is water, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces in that order. Just gonna get right into it again. It's for those attached to my Infinity Readings and Reviews page, probably more conducive to those energies. Those who are not, go and check it out. I'm trying to get in there. I'm having a hard time going live in there. It's a different format, something going on there. I can't figure it out. So I'm just going to do all of my lives here this week, but next week I'll be going back in and doing the regular scheduled program. So again, Scorpio, we're going to start out with that. Where's my rack? Okay. Make sure I have it going the right way. First card, so love and intimacy, that gets graphic near the end. I don't know where it's going to take us. We'll see what happens here. Okay, first card for Scorpio, Nine of Swords. So, Nine of Swords, anxiety, right? Some people carrying a lot of that, this time, space, reality. So we may be, a little more than usual is what they're saying. We're more than usually stressed, which makes sense. It's kind of the goal of what's going on. Next card is the Eight of Cups. Now, Eight of Cups is usually leaving a situation there's maybe unfulfilled. We may have stress and anxiety attached to that as well. Something we need to leave behind. It is no longer serving us, that kind of thing. That's the energy I'm getting. Next card, Eight of Wands. Look at this, 988. And whenever they give me a sequence where we're going backwards in numbers, basically symbolizing we may have to look here, we may be trompsing over a lesson, meaning we may not be taking in fully and completely a lesson that the universe is trying to show us here. So be aware that I get that, an essence of that. Eight of Wands is about quick, fast communication, can be the arrows of love as well. We may be highly stressed about a partner or someone we care deeply for. We have a lot of communication going back and forth here. And things are, I feel like this person, this Scorpio here, has maybe not yet made the leap to jump, but we're leaving. But it's causing us a lot of stress, and I feel like we may be in avoidance of some issues here. Yeah. Not wanting to deal with some things, and that may be the anxiety why we're getting it, because we're not taking everything, all the energy in here. We're not kind of being in the moment, stressing out about things and blocking things out, so be aware of that. Next row to clarify here on the Nine of Swords, the stress, anxiety, nightmare card. Piercing, things that are coming in our mind, piercing us. And what they're giving me a sense of here is it is kind of the universe plugging away at us, at our issues that we don't want to deal with. And it is because we don't, like, how do I explain that? Because we don't want to deal with these issues, it's like, I don't want to, like little stabs, but all we have to do is face it, deal with them, and get them off the docket, because that's really what they want you to do, is to get it off, because we're going to be burdened with all this stuff as we move forward, and it's just not going to be a good energy if we're trying to, especially if we're trying to get into a relationship or see clearly through one, no matter what stage we're at. Okay, so on top of the Nine of Swords, to clarify, we got honesty. Look at that. So this may be something you're struggling with, either someone being honest with you or you being honest with someone else. This is the problem area. And the sense I'm getting is that we're having a problem here telling the truth to someone outside of us, struggling whether we should do this. But the thing is, you never go wrong with the truth if it's the truth. You got to just search your soul. Is that truly how I feel? Am I going to feel that way after? Or am I gonna, or am I in denial here? Da, da, da. So, honesty, is the card that goes above. I'm going to read from the book. They just get me to do that. See if they got any other tips here. So it says, you've chosen the symbol of clarity and true communications. Again, this is about communication and lots of it. So, I mean, over this time, right before isolated, we'd be probably a little more active in this way of things going back and forth, and may not be people that are in your immediate presence. So it says, now is the time to be absolutely honest with yourself about what you want and what you're thinking about, what your motives and real feelings are. Honesty is the way to truly step into your power. So true. You get honest, man, you are powerful. When you choose honesty above all else, as your goddess, I will send you courage to do what's right. This is also a time to demand honesty and integrity from others. You have the right to get clear messages, and there is the greatest freedom and power in telling the truth. And I feel like this person feels very burdened by all of this, but once they let that go, it may be a stressful moment telling that person, but once they let it go, it is true freedom, and they just have no idea how that feels. I feel like this person, it's a habitual way of being, holding things back. So be aware of that. It can free you up quite highly here. 8 of Cups, and that's about the feeling of turning your back. She's got all those cups behind her, but she's moving forward, right? She has put a lot of work and effort into something, and now feeling the need to move forward, move on from it. We have this summon card, yeah, and I'm not going to read because this was in earlier readings. It's basically telling me that is summoning that inner power to gain clarity. Not only go out truthfully to do this, but to be heard. I feel like the Scorpios here just not feeling heard by the energy to go outward and kind of stand, even if it's not in chaos, it's just standing up for yourself. Maybe they don't know the line here to draw. Because the sense I'm getting is a person may have stood up for themselves, but it's in a chaotic way. But now we have to find a little more grace. We can do it with a little more grace, summon that energy and move it forward. We don't have to trounce on other people, is the sense they're giving me to relay that. It's just we need to stand for our belief, and that's it. Just lay it down and then walk, because I feel like this person has made up their mind to walk, but the other person on the other side of the conflict just doesn't understand why. So that kind of needs to be said so that it's less, so there's less of this worry and stress, right? Because even though it may be stressful to think what's the reaction, but you really need to serve yourself by unloading it, right? Needing to be heard, this kind of thing. If you come from honesty, you're in the right path. Now, the 8 of Wands, to clarify again, a lot of communication going back and forth here. Listening, yeah. So we may have to listen more intently to what's coming through in our circles, really, is what I'm getting. Yeah. I'm going to turn this up a bit. A mess in the background. So needing to listen a little more intently. We may be just communicating, but nobody's hearing the other person out, is the sense I'm getting. Yeah. So be aware of that energy. Okay. So love cards, as we start to slip into the intimacy side, we'll see if we can infuse some love here and what the universal energies can give you to help you get through this. So on top of the honesty, which is always good, it says like attracts like. So if we are chaotic and anxiety ridden, that's what we're going to get on the other side of us, who we're dealing with. If you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. So there's a tip as to what's going on. So if this stress and anxiety is taking you over, you need to get into a place where it isn't. You need to get into love zone. You can't just jump from anxiety to love. So you have to work your way down to contentment at least, or, less of of the negative emotion and more of a more positive one. So just keep that in mind. That will help you make headway. I thought I had it going the right way. I'm going to just do this. No, I can't because it'll turn around. Anyway, on top of summoning your inner power, and I feel like that's summoning your inner power, starting your work from truth, clarity. You gain victory this way always, but it has to come from the inside, not other people's opinions. You have to come from what you truly believe. It says here, show simple acts of kindness. They can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. So kindness, just be kind. That's pretty simple. On top of the listening card, we have, well, listen with your heart. So somebody just not listening to the other person. I think it's kind of putting your foot in the other person's shoe, or what, however that saying goes. I think it has to do with that. So listening with your heart. It says you are listening to what is said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart, and this will help you gain headway. These are all the tips they're going. If they take this into account, they will make progress. Absolutely. And they can actually flip the scenario, because I feel like this person is very defensive, looking at another person going, you can't, da, 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 accusatory in nature. And when we go in with that energy, we're going to get it back. So we have to calm ourselves, get into a mode where we're more loving, caring, and listening, and take that into account. Because again, the beginning here, I was getting, we're in the midst of learning a lesson here, but we're not quite taking it forward. We have the lesson come up like this, but we're not hooking on to it and taking it forward. We need to do that. In order to do that, you need to hear what the other person's saying, because they're trying to help you out. Really, I think the argument is you're dysfunctional, but we have got to figure out why. Can we adapt? This kind of thing is what I'm getting. Compromise, right? So we'll see. Okay, now into the love side here as we flip over. First card is 7, the Chariot. That can be about movement. And again, we got an essence here of walking away from things. And one of the reasons may be because we feel distanced. This card always speaks to me of distance. We have a symbol of twos everywhere, 2 oxen, black and white, a male, female, 2 people, but she's way up in the haystack feeling removed. So I feel like somebody here feels removed, and that was maybe the problem in the relationship, the friendship, whatever it is. We feel removed from it, and now there's chaos ensues because we're trying to get our point across, and the other one's, somebody here's not listening. Again, you can flip the characters however they suit. Next card is the Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins is usually a quite balanced, solid energy. She could be a wife and a mother. She really does have, or takes charge of everything and does it quite well. She's secured her home and family into lushness. Like she's very successful at home and at work. So very capable, really, person. So this may be someone around you, maybe the opposition themselves, or who we are having problems with. Usually very sensible, though. It may be even some of the energy that you're carrying as well. Next card, Page of Cups. So that is the immature, the immature dude that runs around kind of spilling cups, breaking things. He doesn't realize how much damage he's truly doing. So someone here in the scenario is, pick your character. And this is the thing, is kind of an emotional immaturity that he runs around with, because kind of doesn't see the consequence of things. And this would make sense here with someone not listening with a loving heart, right? Kind of running around just saying stuff and not really listening to what's being said between the 2 characters. Feeling distance from someone. And I feel like there's a great power within this person, this Queen of Pentacles. Now that could be an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And this could also symbolize Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer as well, right? That would be your sign. So an emotional immaturity here that's trying to be dealt with, or a lesson learned within that, and it's trying to run its course. And I feel like there's a stable person here trying to influence or give note to that immaturity, but there's an immaturity there, so it may not be received very well. Okay. On top of, now I'm going to use my infinity cards to expand a little bit here on the 7 in the Chariot. It says opposites attract. I was just highlighting that card in my room the other day. And that is here, it's interesting, it's earth and water, and that's what they're symbolizing here with the characters, earth and water. So we have a soft, compassionate energy trying to go forward to a, a kind of a road treader, someone who's working their way forward. So this may be the case of what's going on here. We may have, characters here that are quite different. They deal with things differently. We may have mature and immature. We may have people that are doing things that just, it's very hard to get things together. Now, because this is an opposite and it's kind of like the yin yang, I'm getting a sense that we want to make things work, or somebody wants to make things work. Hey, Arby, that's a personal question. Let me think about that. I am single, actually. I don't have to think about it. The Queen of Pentacles. So she's kind of the stable here that I'm dealing with. And we either feel distance from this person for whatever reason. Now, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a relationship that is with someone that's trying to just simply infuse us with some lessons here forward. Because I get a sense here that this could be a coupling, but it could also be like a parent and child, or this kind of thing, because the page symbolizes youth, more of a younger age group, and then the Queen is high. No, I'm not going to stand. But thanks for the interest. Yeah, so this really talks to the Queen of Pentacles. There's a strong energy here trying to convince someone they see is lacking in some way here. So again, that could be a parent and child, and it could also be within a relationship. Okay, so to expand on the Queen of Pentacles, we have Diamond in the Rough. Now, is that her energy or this one, right? Because the typical energy that the page carries is kind of the diamond in the rough. We have good potential here, but we got a lot of lessons to learn. So somehow here, this energy is sitting above all of this, okay? Next card. Page of Cups. 3, power, okay. So that talks about gaining our power. Now, when I right away, my mind goes to ego here, because if we have the younger generation talking about power, it just went right to the ego. So we got to be careful that we're not coming from our ego when dealing with this person, because we may not make a lot of progress, but again, this may be the issue, right? Okay, so we're going to move forward here. That's okay. I gracefully refuse. Yeah. Okay, next. Sorry, I'm just in a bit of a mode here. Okay, so 56, opposites attract, 7 on the Chariot. So we may be feeling distance from someone that is of 2 ways of being. Like, it's hard to make a mix here. We're not mixing like oil and water is what I feel. We're having a hard time. We're clashing at this moment. Okay, so again, this could be a romantical or not, but now we're going to be going into romantical phase here. So and again, 18 plus, these cards can get raunchy. This is the Ace of Coins. Now in this card, I got to look this up, because this is a sexual deck, and the connotations here: success, acquisition, and perfect gain. So yeah, I'm thinking somewhere here we're trying to gain success. Okay, we're feeling distance from this partner, and this would create chaos, right? This is kind of the stress and anxiety, because we're wanting to gain headway here, realizing there's some differences we have to get through, but we're trying to gain success, no less. Okay, Next, on top of diamond in the rough, we have the 5 of swords. Now that can create, that can, even though this is kind of, again, 18 plus, kind of an energy of gaining headway and whatnot. Pentacles. Okay, just give me a minute here. Dishonor, difficult choices, playing with fire and not being able to hold back. Casanova had a relationship with Leonilda, the daughter of Donna, and maybe of Casanova himself. Okay, so this is crossing boundaries. Yeah, I forgot about that card. So this guy could actually, this is what they're saying. This is old back in the day. This guy could actually be related, but he's got an overwhelming passion he can't override, and he just cross a boundary. So the sense I'm getting here is somebody here may be crossing a boundary, and there may be a high age difference. We may have an older woman here looking at a younger male and thinking that's a boundary, but seeing potential and wanting to go through this kind of thing. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Now, the page and the power, and again, I'm getting ego here. The power could really be an internal power, because we also, that's trying to come forth, right? Because we also got that summoning, and I can't take that out of the way, because that's 2 power cards that want to come forth, but where are we going to choose to go, left or right with this? So as we open up the Sex card, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Now we're staying in this grounded energy. So this is really about things that are where your feet are planted on the ground here. And here, this is about, let me look again. Sorry, guys, I'm a little unorganized today. To make a show of things, to evaluate according to material quality, to buy, but not to conquer. Casanova was not adverse to the company of prostitutes. Okay, so I think he's just kind of making, like, I'm going to come in with 3 girls on my arms, that's kind of thing. This is what is going on. So again, that states to me ego, right? Which was what it goes one step further. Almost like we may be in a partnership here for our ego alone. Okay, we got to watch the depth here that we come from. And if we're on this card, he doesn't have much depth. He's really quite flighty, and he goes from one to another. So he doesn't have a lot of staying power, doesn't have a lot of knowledge, and doesn't have a lot of emotional depth either. He may flaunt emotionality, but he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't come from a lot of depth. So he is trying to gain power in a relationship here, this guy. And somehow here we got an ego that's fluffing things, and there's transition. There's a lot of energy going on here. So we're going to clarify one more here before we sign off. And then I'll give you a planetary card. Hopefully ties everything together. Now, the Ace of Pentacles can bode well for success here. The only thing I'm picking up is we may watch, because somebody may be codependent on this relationship, and that could throw things, but nonetheless, a lesson's needing to be learned, and a sense of needing to go away from. So I don't know who's who and what's here, but we have the King of Wands. Now, about success and being in a gaining position, the King of Wands really talks to a caring, nurturing energy, full of passion. But this guy looks like he's just there to hold her in compassion and is respectful and whatnot. So that's really a boundary setting here. And I would say it would lack the ego. It's very egoless, this card. So that's a very good card. And I feel like that's the energy that this Scorpio needs to take with them, no matter, is to ditch the ego and avoid temptations and crossing lines where we know we shouldn't, because this is where we get hung up. And yeah, beware of that energy coming forth for the ego. I feel it's just going to trip them up. On top of that 5 of Swords, again, temptation comes in, they can't resist. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Look at them go. Now, this is the difference. These two are opposing. This would be the ultimate compassionate male coming forward to engulf someone. They need caring. He's going to be there for caring, da, da, da. This is the one, you listen to me. I'm the boss and you listen. And that's right. We had 2 listening cards here. So who's speaking and who's listening, right? So be aware there's a conflict of energy here. It's almost like that page wants to step up, but he doesn't know what he likes more, his ego and control or his compassion and his heart. And he's got to make that choice. Okay. So on top of the 3, which is essentially to me a sexual ego card right there, because this guy's just pulling out all the harlots and away we go. We're going to party. And it's kind of like showing off, right? In the sexual area, we have the 3 swords. So this is about a situation where we have somebody lingering. And even though they can say, well, triangular situation out of this, the sense I'm getting through this card is you have a partner here that is true to each other. But there's someone here that is either not informed of this or doesn't like that choice that was made or whatnot. That needs to be dealt with in somehow. And it may be their issue. I usually see this one as their issue because they're wearing blue and it's about the need to speak. But I feel like this man and this woman they're connected and they've got green there. They're healing. And this person's kind of out of the loop. She's behind the curtain. So she shouldn't really be there is the sense I get. So whoever you are, the man or the woman, I feel like a choice was made to go in a direction, but somebody may have problems with this. So this could be a scenario you have or not. But the sense here is 2, not only do we need to inform those outside of us and make it clear where we're going and what we're doing, but we may have a decision within ourselves of how we want to go forward intimately to partners, whether it's this one or making a decision to go. And it may be these are the 2 ways, right? We have one here that we're very compassionate about, playing the heart, and the other one may be on this side of the fence. So that's kind of the way that I'm seeing it. So a little bit of decision making, maybe moving like from a page to a night. And yeah, these are some of the issues that are coming forth. But I'll tell you, you can never go wrong with this guy when you come from heart and truth and everything. And they did mention that honesty, right? And it may be the fact that we're trying to hide that because we think others will judge us for it. If that is truly who you are, you just need to come from that, from who you truly are, if it's this or that. So that's really the bottom line. Okay, so the planetary card, again, this is Scorpio, is Sun in Leo, talks about joy, a time of celebration and success. This is interesting because let me read into that card a little bit here. I'm getting different things. Now the Leo, right? The lion charges forward with courage. And I feel like we need to first find our truth, then we can go forward in the courage. And I feel like this is what the Scorpio needs to do. Get a little fire going and figure out where they sit internally before. And I feel like they're giving me a sense of trying to impress others. We're really going to end up backtracking if we do this or go in this direction. So we just really got to please ourselves. Don't worry about the peanut gallery and worry about what brings us joy. And 5 is, tipping points and whatnot. So moving forward in joy, this is what we got to do. Because where we've been, I feel like there's not a lot of pure joy. It's superficial joy because we're in our ego center. So try and get out of that. I mean, Leo is all about ego, right? Those are huge lessons there. But purely from a sense of self-centered in a good way. This is what I want. This is what brings me joy. Not, I'm going to impress that one and do that and then find that down the road it doesn't please you. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. So hopefully that helps you, those energies. Now, Cancer, 29, 25. Okay. Cancer, first card. Hierophant. That can be about spirituality. I got to read from the book here. Do I have the book? No, I don't. These are a little different. The Hierophant is about, religious boundaries. I'm seeing it as boundaries here. because there's rules to things, right? I say rules, boundaries are pretty abrasive words, but the Hierophant is about higher knowledge and spirituality. And I feel like this person here, this Cancer, may be getting in touch with some of the uh, higher rules within that spirituality when it comes to relationships. I think they're thinking from a higher center is what it is. They're trying to tap into a higher center for the energies of dealing with the relationship. Okay. Next, 3 cups. This is good. Does not feel refreshing. Filling our cups, even though these women don't, they kind of look numb. They're vibrant. The colors are vibrant, right? So we're talking about celebrations with this card, gatherings with people, which may not be happening as much, but feeling in an excitable mode and being happy, going outward with people that we enjoy being around, communicating, da da da. And for some people, it may be just a slowdown where they can connect more to the people that they care about and enjoy talking to, right? Because the pace is kind of stalled. This is what I'm getting. Next. For some singles, I think it might be, same thing, getting off the work wheel and being able to now communicate and socialize more in a certain way, right? Next, 7 of Wands. That's about defensive behavior, right? Just holding that barrier. She's got a fan behind her, kind of barring things off. So there might be some defensiveness going on here, no less. We may be communicating or socializing with those we like, but we're in a defensive mode, is the sense I get. And there's some lessons here spiritually that want to come forth. There's something about this card here. But anyway, next line. On the Hierophant, we get fulfillment. Yeah. And I feel like there's the Cancers maybe dipping into their spirituality a little bit, realizing that we need more depth here. And why? Well, because maybe that'll be more fulfilling than where I've been. This kind of thing. That's the energy I'm getting. Pomegranate, abundance, this kind of thing. Feeling groovy. And I get a sense of richness with this, not just like I do get a sense of depth, of fulfillment. So we may be looking spiritually at our life and going, how can I make this feel better, more rich? Not just, monetarily, just how can I feel more depth, which is good because the Cancer's been in that energy. They need that. 3 of Cups, celebrations, happiness with those around us. Again, as it sits, that's a happy, joyful card and communicating with others and socializing. But the one next to it, there's a defensiveness attached to that. Now, on top of that 3 of Cups, we get the Moon card, which talks about secrets and whatnot. Now, the sense I'm getting is, okay, here we get. The Moon card is also about secrets, things that are held back from. And I feel like we may be connected or are able to connect with people that we haven't for a while. And through this, feeling like we're holding back, communicating fully. I feel like we're not getting the full effect of this 3 of Cups card because we're holding stuff back. Simple as that. Okay. Next card. 7 of Wands. Why? Because we feel defensive. We're blocking people out. And this may be unnoticed by the Cancer. They're looking for more fulfillment, but they're holding back. And I feel like they're unaware of this. Spiritually, they're unaware of this. And that's why while they're in a defensive mode, they want to communicate outward, but they're holding too much back to make progress. The next card is Chaos. This may be why we may be in a mode where we have had chaos in our life. And so we want to go outward to those that we care about and enjoy being with, but we're holding back because we may be used to this type of energy and we kind of may not know how to create this fulfillment, because the sense they're giving me is we really have to give more of ourselves to others. We can't just be a wall and no opinion, no, no input. to others because we're just really going to feel empty. So this is the sense I'm getting. Okay. So the love cards kind of help you get through some of this energy. On top of the fulfillment, we get practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. I feel like the Cancer's trying to do this. Absolutely. They just may not have a lot of experience in it, is what they said. So, go outward in a caring, loving manner from your heart, and this will help you help one, release the chaos, and two, open up new avenues to let love in. Okay. The moon, and that's about that secrecy, the need to hold things back. It's like, no, they're in a poker game, but they're folding every time. This is what I'm getting. So they need to kind of throw their cards and show a little bit here of how they work, because we're really just shutting ourselves off. Therefore, we're feeling less and less effective in trying to gain this fulfillment. We're not doing it because we're holding back too much. So it says, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. So think of that, and hopefully that will help you. And curiosity, I get a sense of curiosity with this girl. She's looking in the water and at the petals. What's in there? Like, we kind of have to be curious and to pull us outward to gain more headway. Because if there's nothing that we're curious about, we will stay stagnant, right? So on top of the chaos, we have faith. Trust your faith in a situation. And sometimes we have people here that have had so much chaos in their life, they just kind of slowly shut everything down, and it just doesn't open back up. And look at all the butterflies flying out. The sense I get here is we do need to change and transform in the ways of having faith that things that come at us from the future. And I'm saying, and this could be personal, social relationships, whatnot, that they're not going to stab us in the back or cause chaos or whatnot. And when we have the faith, the energy is more apt to come in a better way. But if we have that defensive stance, then we get more to defend, right? Defend off. So have faith that there's better stuff in the future. Hopefully that energy will hit you now onto the romantic side. First card, again, Cancer still here. Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands now, yeah, I'm getting exhaustion from this. Usually it's not. This woman is from a party. She's got a man in her midst. They're going, we don't forget the man in the midst, but this may be the thing that's causing us to drain. So we may have loose boundaries, okay, with our partner, and the partner's draining us of all our free energy. all the energy. Where is it? I gotta show that card again. All that energy that wants to come forward here with the Three of Cups. And that's why I was feeling like we're numb. This is her, because we can't tap in, because either someone's taking all our energy, or, well, we're letting them take all our energy, quite frankly. Such a respectful thank you for the depth of your answer. Oh, thank you. Intuitive Tarot with a mirror. I'll have to check you out. Thanks for your comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, so on the Queen of Wands here, and and the Queen of Wands is very active and very mobile, very go-getter. I mean, she don't let nothing, no moss grows under her feet. Again, the sense I'm getting here, which I very seldom get, is that we're a caretaker here, and we've just been cared out. And we got to learn how to show appreciation and affection for a partner that doesn't drain us so highly. And I feel like this person may be the type of, how you say, like a physical giver, like they physically move and shake for their partner until they're drained, and they're not, the boundary's not there to keep them full and overflow to the partner. It's like, no, we're empty, and then we're out. Then we get sick and we can't function. So this is the sense I'm getting, is we have someone here that's drained and their boundaries are all over the place. So we're trying to get into this mode. And even though we feel this, it's a sense that, you know what, I can't. I want to go there, and I see people that I want to connect with, but it's almost like I can't. I got no energy left. Somebody's either taking it or whatnot. You're welcome. Bless you too. Bless you too. Okay, so next card, and this is in the love area. So this shows that, we've been taxed here physically, and I feel like either, it could even be just from work alone, right? Because cancers can get caught up depending in go getting and forgetting themselves, right? Water's bad for that. Eight of Canes. This talks to a one night stand. We could have some singles here doing this, or we could have some people dating and finding that they are being drained by the partner. And it's interesting because I always take note of this blue ribbon around this guy. Now she's holding a blue. So there's a potential here that we may have had an interlude with someone that we feel connected to. And the sense I'm getting is that we may be somebody here's with somebody else. Like it can't happen because I'm feeling the distance heavily, and I don't normally feel that in this card between these two. And not only that, his arms over his head, like, oh, I can't. So give me a minute here. A sense of wanting a relationship. Well, maybe it goes back to the energy here, but just not having the strength to tap into it. One, with compassion at all, or any faith at all, right? Because we're kind of faithless. Like this really needs to be pumped up, right? And they're bringing in patience. And what else do they bring? Yeah, compassion. We have to bring our compassion forward. But I feel like if this person, wherever you fit here, if you don't create boundaries against others taking all your energy, you're really just not going to, there's nowhere that you can be happy because we're not happy with ourselves. So this is, kind of a draining, I feel, okay? Next card, Ace of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Swords here talks about telling truths, right? And if you look at that, it's cutting through a rose, a blue rose, no less, communication. And there's blood coming through there. So it's like there's some truths that may need to be told here in a relationship is what I'm getting. And it may be the Cancer side. One, to create that boundary. Two, to let that partner in on what they're not happy with, so the partner has a chance either to step up or step out. And they may have to come to terms with that. I feel like the Cancer's sitting on the fence going, I don't want to lose this partner, but it's almost like I'm alone anyway. So what's the difference, right? That's what the universe is saying. What's the difference? We feel so alone. We might as well be alone. We can actually have more energy if we do this, because we're spinning our wheels actively trying to impress a partner, but our heart is not in it. So we have to look at that, is the sense I'm getting. I have to look at that, and not only that, talk about some truths within that to that partner. Ooh, okay. Oh, clarification with the infinity cards here. Okay, on top of that, Queen, what's she up to? Look at her go. Okay, dream magic. This is my unicorn card, right? This means we're off in la la land in our mind. We're already out of the relation. And that's the first sign. When you're dreaming of someone else, and scenarios in romance and reading romance, it's not a good sign, because we're not turning to the partner. We're going off in our imagination, and that's the steps of creating a new future. And sometimes people will do that, try to create a new future, and they won't get out of the one they're in. So they can't, it's a clash of energies. You can't make that happen. So I feel like this person, whatever side this is on, it may be your partner. So beware of that. If you're in this mode, you really are not invested in the relationship mentally at all. We're just checking out. We're in our dreamland trying to manifest a new partner, but we're still in it. Okay. We're still in there. Now, on top of the 8, the one night stand, again, I got a sense here of, because this can be a symbol of soulmates, right? This one's holding blue, this one. But one, that means I'm tied to someone else. This means we may have met just recently here, and we make a better match than what he's tied to. Okay, so however that fits. Now, on top of, to clarify, we get the super hot ecstasy card. What that means is usually it's the intimacy, and things really work in the intimacy area. This is what we're talking about. So we may have someone either, and they're going from our past, that we had very good physical intimacy with, that may be on our mind. And that's maybe where our head is at while we're in this relationship and we can't get it together. Okay. So that may be what's going on. Now, on the truth card, what do we get? 48 consequences. Okay. Wow. Because that's about truths needing to be told, and dominoes is about yeah, it's about consequences. Okay, just let me unravel this. They're giving me energy here. Something was said in our past, and I get a sense that we might have regret saying it, to the degree that it created a consequence. We kind of don't, at this point, we want to go back and change, but we can't. And we may even know that it's not for our best good or highest good, but it's something. We may have had a physical relationship in the past that was just throwing off fireworks. It was the best thing we ever had. We may have demolished that to a degree that now we're in a relationship just not happening in the bedroom. One, because we are checked out, and two, because we're not putting any input in. Well, those are kind of the same thing, but we're not going forward. We're just thinking about the past and how hot it was, and we want to go back to the fire, but we're on ice at this point. So the dominoes here, it's like we created a situation, or we ended something, or we had something that we stood up for, or the sense I'm getting is they're showing me like, yeah, a harsh putting the foot down. And now we're thinking about the consequences of that, because there was stuff there that we wanted, and we may even want more now than we did then. So kind of a regretful feeling is what I'm getting about a thing in the past. And I feel it's not there for us now, but we may be dreaming about that or thinking about that. Like, oh, it was good then, and I didn't realize then how much I had. And now I'm going here, and now I realize more that was a better match in the bedroom anyway. And then regret, because we kind of, I think we burned a bridge here, and we kind of are regretting that. So on top here, the queen, again, lack of energy, but she's really up in her brain trying to manifest forward. We get the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is about fights, like duels, right? These two are 10 paces, and then boom, somebody's got to go, is the sense I get here. And that's the thing. We're not happy. Overall, that's what I'm getting from this reading. We're not happy, and we're not standing up for that. In fact, we're trying to impress someone that we know will never make us happy, and this is wasted energy. So we're just not understanding this spiritually, but there is a want, right? Because in the beginning of the thing here, there is a want for fulfillment. We want to fill that cup right up. Fruit juice, nourishment, and take it in a better way than we've been doing. And there may be a lot of chaos around us that is clouding things up, is the sense I get. And again, the fact that we're not revealing everything really doesn't help us at all. We got to start revealing how we feel to this partner that's not making us happy, because they may be able to step up and put some input. But if we don't share, they can't come forward, Even if we think they don't have the capacity, they may, once we communicate. And then we can make a more informed decision, or we can, evolve with that. So on that energy of either a past relationship or a one night stand that we're thinking about was really heated in the bedroom. Yeah, we get the lover. So that there it is, just a past lover that was there, and we were groovy on it. Everything was great, but somehow it's gone. Okay, this relationship is gone, and I feel great distance here. So the Ace of Swords and the consequence, there's truth here, and there's consequences that are coming forward for actions in the past. The sense I'm getting is that we may have ended a situation in the past that was quite fiery in the bedroom, and we ended it in a way that we really can't go back. Like, we ended it bluntly, harshly, where we feel that the partner may not be able to take us back. So this is how, and this is a regret for the Cancers, what I'm feeling. And then the next card is Four of Cups. And even though this is an interesting card, because even though these two, they're kind of in bed, it's almost like they just did, or maybe they will, but in a few hours, they're kind of talking. Four of Cups is normally about having offers come in and we're disinterested. Here, I get a sense we're entertaining things, a need for communication, because these two are more focused on communicating than the act itself, right? So there's a sense here of wanting to communicate. Again, I feel highly universally driven to say we need to communicate with the partner, no matter whether it's the past partner that we let go or the new partner. Both, they're going both need to be communicated to. We're just holding all our cards too close to our vest. We are really disintegrating. Our whole heart is just shriveling, and we got to open up, and we got to give in order to get, and we can't expect to get. And that's the thing, is we're dreaming, we're really in our head, disconnected from everything, trying to gain some kind of peace in our mind. But they're going, no, just step into reality and open your heart and go forward. So this is kind of a sense of these two communicating either before or after the intimacy. So saying intimacy is not what's prominent or paramount here. I need someone I can communicate and get more depth with, is really what I'm getting. Now we're looking back, right? Always in retrospect there's clarity, but the sense here too is there may be some pessimism. Is even if I went back, it would just be the sex, and that's, I need more than that. So this person may be at a crux point where they're really spiritually wandering around, figuring out what is it I truly do want. And it may be the first time in their life that they've done this for themselves. So this is kind of a good thing, because we really need to understand what we want so we can truly appreciate it when it can come forward, or know it when we find it, this kind of thing. So interesting energy. So last row of clarifying for the intimacy here on the 7 of Wands. Again, a duel. Somebody's got to go. We got to take someone out. Someone's got to be left standing, but who's it going to be, right? 9 of Wands. Now, the 9 of Wands is about the wounded warrior. This woman is attending to this man because he is having the blues, right? So she's going to warm him up, turn him around. I feel like that's what the Cancer's been doing all along in this relationship, warming this up, and they're just not getting anything in return. But the sense here is that we teach them how to treat us, and we've let them not reciprocate and get away with it, this kind of thing. Now, there is a wand of passion in the background here. It's quite removed from everything. So there's a sense here that no matter what direction we take this, there is passion here for someone or something. And it may be even just a passion for something better in the future. And if that's the case, we just need to dedicate our time to do that. So if we're in a dead-end relationship, we need to get out of it and then focus on, because if we're in a dead-end relationship, we ain't going to attract that new partner because we're just in a couple already. So this is not, so if we have a hard time being alone, it's going to be a problem. Next, on the Lover, to clarify, the Strength card. Yeah. Yeah, we're needing strength to deal with this. They're going with clarity. So we may be romanticizing a past relationship to the degree that we're convincing ourselves we want it back when it's truly not the best for us. This is what I'm getting. Why? Because this card here, Strength, it's like we got to overpower. We were there, we left, we left with a bang, they said, like slamming of the door. And now we're trying to think, well, maybe that wasn't so bad compared to where I'm at, but is it truly? Or are we romanticizing? Because they're going, we think you're romanticizing. That's what they said. So we got to gain strength in the area of knowing truly what we want. Again, we do have a knack for being highly compassionate, but again, I feel like it's almost like we're faking compassion to the partner, and it's draining us, and we just don't know truly what we want. So therefore we can't gain it, right? We may not have it sitting in front of us either, or a possibility of it, but if we don't communicate, we can't see that part. So on the 4, which talks here, I feel it's highly about communication. Talk more than the act itself is more healing for this person. Okay. We have the 6, and this is about a past love. It's about a past love. Pining over someone from the past. So we're in a relationship here. Our head is not in it at all. It's in fact, our heart is still with someone else. So we're in a relationship here that's just kind of status. No. Status no. We're not we're not infusing. Why? Because our heart's with someone else. And I don't know if they got another partner or sorry here because it's showing a partner. Do they have another partner? And interesting too, right? Notice the scroll she has on her lap. And they're going, that's all the information she should have shared with that one, should have shared with this one, all of it. They're just holding everything back. So they never will gain truly what they want until they open that scroll and start reading it to, whatever partner they decide to do that with. That's the thing. And the Ace of Cups there is the full pudding. That's the heart. And notice how removed it is from her, right? She's not eating from it. It's not even close to her. It's closer to the birds. They're flying up in the air. Sorry, the symbolism. And they're making me take note of the leaves turning. So that could be spring or fall up here in North America. We're in spring season, but they don't go, okay. They don't go brown in spring. They go green. They go brown in the fall. So maybe the fall will be a significant time when you make up your mind where you're going to go and what you're going to do, or puzzle pieces start to fall into place and we decide, yeah, this is what we want or what we don't want. Because not only is it important to know what we do want, but what we don't want to accept to move forward is very important as well. So hopefully that helps you. It seems like a real predicament they're in. Kind of no heart, no compassion, no nothing. So we're really in limbo, which is status quo with everything else going on. And we need to just sit and think about where our passion does truly lie so we can unfold that in the right direction. Somebody that's worthy, and there may be a sense here of needing to create some boundaries in order to know where that sits. Okay. Because the Three of Cups here is we could be more celebratory in our life. We just have to infuse in it. We have to fuse more of ourselves in it. So your planetary card here, Moon in Cancer, what do you know that matches? A sensitive introspective phase. So this really is when they give me this card here in a sense of belonging. We do want to feel like we belong. I feel we're highly not in this mode with this partnership at all. We do not feel we belong here. Yeah. What's the word? Out of the mix, like we feel. So this is where you are, though, exactly where you need to be in your life at this moment. You're exactly where you need to be. So have comfort in that, because we need to look at our lives and we need to get introspective. We need to figure out what we want, what we don't want, so that we can truly make that shift, right? Along with the universe. I mean, the universe energetically, but the earth as well. We're making a shift here. So now's the time to decide where you want it to go so that you can go knowingly in that way. So hopefully that helps you. That's Moon in Cancer, man. That's your energy. So you're very much in your own energy, exactly where you need to be. And it's just not fun, but we're going to figure it out and we're going to go in the right way where we need to go. So that's Cancer. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so Pisces, 5822. That was weird. I just looked at my calendar and it said 5822, and then it went back to 1 and it went back to 2. So 2 might be significant. Okay. Anyway, weirdness. Okay. Pisces, first card. 10 of Cups. Well, that's groovy, isn't it? 10 of Cups, that's fulfillment on the emotional side of things. Emotional fulfillment, family of 2 children there. We may be content and happy within our family unit, a relationship, no less. This is about the ultimate emotional fulfillment. So this is good energy. Next card, 6 of Cups. This is about the past. This is fulfillment as well. This is kind of a blue card. Again, speaks to, or is that indigo? Yeah, speaks to, give me a minute here. Yeah, I get a sense of sensuousness here with this one, which is this is not the energy I usually get. But anyway, the sense here is we may be on our way to emotional fulfillment. We may have unlocked a sense of sensuality within us, is the sense I'm getting. Okay, this is good stuff. Next. Chariot. Yeah, this woman here, she's in a manifestation phase, and this is like the clouds pulling that chariot forward. Like she's dreaming this, and now it's going to come and arrive for her, right? So there's a sense here. Well, there's a depth here. I got to take a moment. Yeah, we're trying to manifest the perfect emotional partners. What's going on here? Highly. So it may not be in our life at this point. I feel like we're in a joyful area, no less. So if you are Pisces and you're single, it's all right. I'm dealing. In fact, I'm doing what I do best, which is dream about what I want and what I'm going to get. And it's really starting to make its way forward, is the sense I'm getting. So we have some Pisces in a high energy of power to manifest. And they're doing it from a very sensual center of who they are and what they're about. And they may have just discovered this part of themselves within the last year or so. This is groovy stuff. Okay, 10 of Cups. Next, clarify. Focus. Yeah, we are focused on our emotional state, how we affect others, how others affect us. We've gone through. they're showing me someone in college, like taking tests and whatnot. It's like we've learned emotionally what we want here in past relationships and whatnot, taking that forward. And we got all the books in the backpack. We are not letting that go. We got our lessons up front, and we're sure to focus from here forward and not put up with any BS, right? We're gonna go straight to what we want. In fact, we know what we want. It's coming. We're essentially aware of our own selves, so we're ready. What's the next card on the 6th, which also can speak to nostalgic feelings. I don't get a sense so much as that we're looking to our past as much as we're stirring up parts of ourselves and changing parts of ourselves from our past relationships. And it's stirring into a nice aroma, right? For the way that we want to go forward. Next, differences is clarifying that. So I feel like they're just simply stating we are different internally in a different way. Like when you talk about sensuality, what is that exactly? How do you nail that? That's your heart, that's your mind, that's how you work, how in a relationship you react to the partner. I feel like all of this is in a different mode than it's ever been. There's a difference here between then and now. This is what I'm getting. You may be overlooking relationships in the past and figuring out what was lacking, and now are going to infuse it forward. Seeing the difference within yourself as well, being aware of that. This is good stuff. Pisces is really kind of out of they're really taking their power, digging from the bottom of the well and bringing it all up to manifest one within themselves and then to see it outside of them in a partner. Okay, this is really what I'm getting. It's good stuff. Next, High Priestess of Fire. This is interesting because the one thing that the Pisces lacked is that motivation to go forward and manifest. And there she is sitting there going, oh no, we're here. We're going forward. So look at her start with that fire and look at her ready to go. So it's really good action oriented. We're ready for action when it comes to relationships, really what I'm getting here. And not only that, we've made some changes here. For those, some of those are infusing a sensuality that just wasn't there before. Welcoming it is what they said. They're welcoming their sensuality forward, which is really groovy. Again, this is a difference. They're aware of their difference. They're moving it forward, and they're playing with those boundaries. It's really good stuff. Next card. Hopefully, thank you for sharing. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Intuitive Tarot. Yeah, I'll have to check you out here. Thanks for your comments. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the focus, the fire, right? And that's the passion that they want to bring forth in their life. And I think Pisces is gonna, man, they got a, what do you call that? Bad rap for bringing forth. But the thing is we were too, how do you say, too doormat, right? too we didn't create those boundaries high enough. I feel like not only now is it taking no shit, but now we're going exactly what we want. We may have just accepted things that came at us, and it took us a while to inform ourselves just this is not good. So we just, there's a lot of parameters here that have changed for the Pisces. I feel like they're really going to lead the way for all the levels. I feel like there's a lot of levels with change in here, because all along we kind of just were open and come, and now we're shutting it down and being super focused, almost like a Sagittarius is really what I feel like. We're going to go gain adventure, go in the directions we want to go, and just take off. Like there's a real fire under their butt to get moving, and I feel it's intimately right. So wow, so focus, and that's about getting the partner that they want, one that they have passion for, and two that stands up to the boundaries that they hold. The love card to help them with this, it says, "Be authentic to who you are." Doesn't that nail it? You're asked to be real and true, pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Yeah, that's really what it's about. Finding out who the hell you are and going outward in that. And then truly you attract, because so many women, oh man, and I mean, I was one of them too. It just was along the path where you go out and you're like, oh, suddenly you start dating, you puff yourself up to be something you're not. And then when you relax after the 3 months and you're who you are, then you're afraid of losing the partner. Well, it's like, well, maybe we never should have had them because we really weren't who we were. You understand my drift? Oh, the sense here. So that swan always makes me think of love. There's only one in here. So a sense of yearning for that perfect partner. Again, we got a trapeze artist going from relationship to relationship, right? It took us a while to figure this out. There is a couple here of this could be, we could have single parents here, no less, because I'm getting a sense as younger and older. And then, butterflies translate. There's so much in this. And then there's a sense here, this guy playing the pipe, like we're just going to relax and enjoy the scenery. And I feel like the Pisces, for once in their life, they're doing this, truly doing this. They're single and they're like, you know what? I'm not just going to jump anymore. I'm not going to swing. You just take off. I'm going to go back, go onto my perch and walk down, and I'm going to create a new way and go forward in that. So it's really good energy for Pisces, revolutionary energy for Pisces. I know because I am one. It's just crazy. But anyway, next, spiritual connection. What do you know? Because of all this change that they're incorporating into their life, this is the potential for that. It says the relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So this may be something coming in. This may be something you're trying to manifest. I think they're manifesting highly. And it may be something that is already in your midst. So be aware of that. I know it's hard to understand if you have someone in your midst this way you're looking. But the heaviest feeling I get here is you're really singularly on your own, drumming up the energy to go forward in a new relationship. And this is something that you want a highly spiritual connection to. Now, the High Priestess of Fire, which is not your element, but it is getting you into an active mode of where we can attain those things that we want, especially when it comes to personal relationships. It says, be in the present and dream of the future. And when we dream, everything's possible. And that's the thing. The Pisces can really, oh yeah, they can go the future, the past, all of it. But being in the moment is hard for them. So they're saying be in the present, but also lay the land for the future. And I feel like the Pisces may be absolutely doing this. Why? Because there's an energy here, where is it? Of this Chariot. And again, she's trying to manifest. She is unaware of the reality coming. And that's what I'm saying. I'm feeling like the spiritual connection is yet to come, because she is manifesting highly. What do I like in a partner? I'm saying she, but he as well. What do I want? Right down to whatever specifics. And then that chariot's coming a rushing before she knows it's going to be in front of her. So just keep your dreaming, but also be in the present, right? Because we got manifesting to do. We are manifesting, and it's starting to how you say, it's starting to come forward. So on top of be yourself, truly yourself. And that's the thing. I think Pisces may be one of the signs that try even harder than most to impress others. So when we kind of let go of that, we can still be giving and all of that, but just relax into who you are while you're doing it. Okay, I'm going to remove these. Sorry. I'm into the romance side here. As we open that up, the first card we get is the Knight of Canes. Yeah. Okay, this is all going good. This Knight of Canes, right? He's looking at this statue. So something that is not real. So that's telling me is we are dreaming highly of a perfect love, right? And this can be a lesson too, is watch that, of what we be reasonable somewhat, but don't let go of your dreams. That kind of thing is what I'm getting. But also, he's ready and willing, right? Because that's where I feel like the Pisces is. They're ready and willing to give to that partner, and everything that they've learned about themselves and about others, they're ready to take that forward into a new relationship. Okay, so this is about kind of the dream becoming reality, but it's still in statue form as of yet, like right now while you're listening to the reading. Next card. Knight of Swords. Okay. So the Knight of Swords is a cantankerous energy. So you may have someone in your life like this, but I don't feel it's the object of your affection. I feel like this is someone who may be in your midst, maybe an ex that we released ourselves from, who may be in a bitter mode because of this, or it may be someone that just really is quite bitter and resentful in their life, no matter. Next is the Ace of Wands, which is interesting. Now, they always make me note the change of seasons. We are in a change of season right now here in North America. We're moving from winter to spring. And the wands, it's phallic and all that. It's the symbol of passion in the physical. New beginnings. This is interesting because the sense here is this is my dream. This is a reality I had to go through. And there's a new beginning here. So why is this dude here, right? I feel like he's kind of in our past somehow, but nonetheless, there's passion here that wants to go forward. Okay, infinity cards get underneath this. On the Page of Wands, which is, the dreaming of that perfect partner. We have 62, which talks about people pleasing. Watch your flaming hoops you're jumping through for partners. This is really what I get. It's like we may find that person outside of us. So beware how much you people please for that partner. If you see that partner outside of you, make sure you take that lesson forward. I feel like mentally we know this, but we may get excited and caught up in a relationship and start our old habits back again. Is what I'm getting, where we over please the partner and then we don't get enough and then we get left behind. So on top of this cantankerous air energy, we get 19 news. So this may be why we may get news or communications from an air sign, so it's Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, that may be in some kind of a state. And the sense I'm getting is they're pissed right off. And I don't know that it's necessarily about you. I think it's really they're pissed off in their life, and it may be about a relationship they're in. So it may be a friend or an ex-partner that we are friends with or something like this. Someone that's just really not happy, but there's going to be some communication, some news coming forth either about that person to you or from that person to you. Now on the page, the Ace of Wands, which really is about the physical connection I'm getting, because if you look on the top of the cane there's two and they're busy. So that really symbolizes that for me. Now, the change of seasons, I feel like if we're looking for a physical partner, this may come within this time of changing seasons, okay? Now we get, oh, wow. The shock card, okay? We may get a surprise from someone, okay? What's going on here? Because this is absolute supreme shock about something. So we may have someone coming in. Yeah, I have to go one more line here because sense I'm getting is we're trying to manifest. And I was also getting the sense it's coming in. So we may be shocked about the form that it takes, this partner coming in. I don't feel like it's this part. I feel like this partner is just someone in your midst that's communicating with you and is pissed off. And again, it could be an ex or it could be someone that is dealing with a breakup that comes in your midst. People pleaser. It's the opposite sex, though, is what I'm getting. Like meaning if you're female, it's a male. If you're a male, it's a female coming at you, and they're either they blew out of a relationship and are needing someone to vent to, or there's just communications about them that is going to hit you, and for some reason you need to know this. So again, as we move forward into this new physical relationship, we beware of how much we accommodate that person. Don't give yourself away, right? And then on top of the new direction here, we have shock and awe. So something's happening here. See if we can get underneath it with the next row. Now, on top of the people pleaser, and again, this is about a future relationship. We have 13 now. This is interesting. Again, 18 plus. These can be quite graphic. This is about endings, right? Because this woman is there to say her final goodbye. Because it's a sexual deck, they have to make her naked. To say her final goodbyes. So this may be where this guy comes in. This guy, we may be in the midst of breaking off a relationship here, where someone is pissed off being left behind. But nonetheless, we are dreaming about a future. We're going forward. So there's some finalities here that either need to be laid or are going to be laid or whatnot. Okay? So now about this news from this dude who's pissed off. And again, I get air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They usually highly communicative, and news just doubles that up. We have the 11 of Swords. I'm going to read from the book here because some of the characters I get them mixed up. Just intuitively off the top of my head, what's coming out is a sneakiness, like someone's sneaking forward. And again, he's holding the sword of truth in front of him. So it's either he's looking for truth or he's going to tell the truth. That's what I'm getting off the bat here without looking in the book. No. Someone's sneaking forward. It's almost like, it's almost like they see this ending coming and they're trying to squeak out of it, like trying to thwart it or throw it off. They're not wanting to hear it or deal with it. And that may be what the communication is about. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to be cut off. Okay. So the 11, the actual 11 is about vigilance, waiting, centering on self, waiting for something to happen, a predatory spirit. Yeah, that's kind of what I got. It is not a figure of mercy. So they're after something here. And it may be for their own selves, because it is centering on their own. It says centering on self. So he is worried about his side of things. Right? And there's a reason that this is coming to end, but he's worried about his side. So he's sneaking. And I get the sense he's kind of sneaking. Like he doesn't want to come full on for some reason. Like, and she's just kind of bearing all, saying, I'm done here. I'm finished. And he's trying to sneak out of that, weasel out of that, or manipulate maybe this going on. Okay, now this shock and awe about the future. We may have a passionate partner coming forth here. maybe it's someone, the sense I'm getting is someone that may have feelings for us that we just didn't, maybe they're in the friend zone, or maybe had no idea they thought of us in this kind of way. This is what I'm getting. Shock because of that. It's like somebody's coming forward to confess their love, and we're like, what? Like shocked. So to clarify, we get the 2. Okay. Well, the 2 of Pentacles is about hedonism. So that's about self-serving in the sexual area. So we're talking about just physical pleasure. So be aware of that energy. This may also be attached to this man as well that's coming here to elongate things. He's trying not to be let go. And it may be because he's just, the passion in the bedroom is the thing that's holding this. But I think the Pisces kind of hip to that. They know they're beyond that at this point. Okay. So last line to clarify on top of that death card: final goodbyes, endings, transitions. This woman is bearing her all. She's going to be, and I feel like that's in truth and honor towards the person. Like, what's going on here. I know it's like a confessional, but this guy's just not wanting to deal with the truth. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Look at them lay out that new direction. And this is always a grounded energy. Because these 2 are very physically comfortable in the bedroom. Now, this could be the past partner as well. Energy, highlighting that. But it's an energy here that we are very comfortable. We are very, comfort is the only thing I can put there. It's like highly comfortable in our nakedness together, right? And Ace of Pentacles is a grounded physical relationship moving forward. And that's that. So on this page, of Swords, again, the sneakiness of kind of sneaking in, though. He's sneaking in to deal with this, the energy of her revealing all and saying, endings and transitions. She's trying to transition out, and he's coming forward to kind of get underneath that and convince her different. The next card on top of that is the 8 of Pentacles. Isn't this interesting now? Because this would be the opposite of this. Full comfort, love, the lovemaking is good, grounded. It's not fireworks, but it's good, it's safe, it's stable, and we're comfortable here. This is like, I don't need it, It's rejection, really. The 8 of Pentacles. And the man, Pentacles all over. So there's something very grounded here about the relationship. There's a man making an offer to a woman. She's outright refusing it. She'd rather have her tea and not the rose. I'm done. So there's a sense here of cold shoulder, right? We're getting a cold shoulder in the bedroom. Why? Things are, we're in transition here, and someone's not accepting, and you got to be aware, are you communicating properly and letting him know? But the sense here is she's bearing all, she's letting her go. Like, we're just dropping it and walking, like final goodbyes. That's it. And somebody here may not want that. Now, on the 2 of Pentacles, which brings in the energy of pleasure, and that's above all else. So somebody here is either attached to that energy, looking for that energy, or whatever, attached or looking. Yeah. And that maybe the Pisces realizes this is what it's about, and it's just needing more than that. We have the Sun on top of that, which is interesting, because that's about the almighty which is interesting. Yeah, I think there's maybe a male here, or whatever side you're on, right? There's a male here that's getting highly pleased in the bedroom. The partner is not. One or other of the partner is absolutely not getting pleased. The other one's getting fully pleased. So it's not balanced. Sexually, this is a not balanced relationship. One's getting pleased, one is absolutely not. And not only that, it's high on the list to get pleased, to find a partner that can please us, because we're not getting it here. And we may be shocked at what comes forth to do that. Okay, hold on. Yeah. The sense I'm getting is once we let go of this partnership, we will be shocked not only in the bedroom at who comes forth to do this, but in like someone that just we wouldn't expect to come forward. One, that is interested in us, and two, that actually satisfies this. Because the sense they're giving me is just not satisfied for a long time. And it wasn't high on the Pisces priority list to bump this up. Like, we'll deal with it. But it never, ever did get balanced out. It was like, you give to me and I don't give to you. And that's the way it goes. And this is just, along with the rest of the package, is not working. It's highly aspected. We go forward into a relationship we feel comfortable in. We do not feel comfortable here. In fact, we may have been refusing the bedroom action for quite a while. So hopefully that helps you in some kind of way. It's something in transition here. Pisces highly letting go, and there's resistance on the other end of this, but it is highly aspected. If we want to get pleased, we need a new partner. That's really what I'm getting. Sorry, guys, but that's blunt. There it is. Now, the planetary aspect card. Moon in Aries is about courage to move forward, believe in yourself and what you can gain, right? And look at the butterfly, the moth, whatever. Believe in yourself that you can gain. 3 and 1 is 4. 4 is not the greatest number for me, but the moon is about secrets, and I feel that's highly connected. Where's that card? To that, what the F card? Where'd it go? Lost it. Well, there it is. It's highly connected to this. It's a secret. The universe holding a secret back because you've been manifesting a partner, and you're going to be shocked because it may be someone sitting right in front of you and you didn't even know they had an interest in you until they come forward. And I feel like this is going to happen soon. As soon as we let go confidently, believe in ourselves, boom, it'll show up for us. So that's just waiting around the corner. And it may be the phase of the moon, like, where are we? This would be, I don't know what you call that, waxing or waning. Waxing, wax on, wax off. I don't know what's where. But take that crescent moon, because it's almost like it's around a crescent moon, whether it's here or there, to take that into account. The transition will come, whether we want it to or not. Things will just get more dire. And then once we come to terms with that highly, then the shock and all be in a new direction coming forward. And it may be someone that maybe someone that is attracted to us, but we just didn't know they were as passionate in the bedroom, not only, interested in us, but as passionate as they can be in the bedroom. This is really what I'm getting. This is good stuff. It's an ability to get highly pleased in that area where we've just been on empty for so long, right? So that's a good thing. That's good. Good transition. Nice. Groovy. So that is the water. Oh, man, guys. Sorry. It's been a while. I can't get through here. I just had stuff in my own life go down, so I have had to deal with it. So I will be on shortly. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock already. 2:30. To do the Earth, and that's the last of it. And then I'll be in next week. Hopefully, Facebook will be working by then, and then I'll go back in the room and do the rest of the peek into your week and whatnot. So take care, guys. Hopefully that helped, and thank you again to Intuitive Tarot with Amira. I'll have to check you out here. Give me some time to do that. It takes me a while to get into stuff. Take care, have fun, and be kind, and I'll see you in a bit. Holy.